Hey, Raindrop. So on today's episode, Reality with the King, baby. Yes, we
The
got
king.
the king. And don't ever get it twisted, y'all. Yes, we got the BTS queen, honey. The
Yeah.
star of
Hey.
Grown and Gospel. New show on WeTV every Thursday night, 9 o'clock 8 Central. And on Mondays on the All Black app. Yes, we got Nikkia Cle Beach,
Not
baby.
Nicole, Carlos. I don't like Nicole because it's a couple Nicoles I don't like. So no, I'm just
Oh,
no. No, it's all in good humor. It's all in good humor. But a lot of people get that mixed up because it's crazy because my last name is Cole, so they do be like Nikki Nicole Cole, and I'll be like, oh, I hate that. It's been like that since elementary school.
oh,
So
really? Okay. I know. I'm
yeah.
like, wait, isn't it called? It kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit, and you would
Yeah,
think
no,
like,
it
no,
does. It
it
does.
really does. It's so funny. Is Nikkia Cle Beach?
Yes.
Yes.
It's Nakia, but I go by Nikki because they mess up Nakia too.
So what did your mama name you, child?
Well, actually, my aunt was the one that named me, which is my dad's sister. She was the one that named me. It's Nakia, which is Nikkia, but my nickname was Nikki. I don't know how I didn't get Kia as my nickname, but everybody just went on and just did Nikki. So I got the little hood side of me with the Nikki, like the, representation of this is who I am. But the Nakia is my more business side of me,
Okay.
the professional, conservative woman of God.
Yes, honey. And I am a
Yes.
man of God, and that's what you and I have in common. And let's just get started. So when I was developing this show, y'all know the story. I think the first person I met was Tasha, and then from there we started to talk about other people. Honey, honey, when I met Nakia, first of all, when I met Nakia, she was in her car.
Yes.
In a parking lot.
Ain't no telling where I was coming from or what I was doing.
What were you doing and where were you coming from?
No, I was actually I was coming from the grocery store. That's why I'm like, I gotta make time for my BTS king. He want to get to me. Let me put these groceries up in here. Let me throw that up in here. I don't care if the ice cream melt. I gotta talk to the BTS king himself. Yes. But go
Yes,
ahead.
love you, baby. But I fell in love with you the moment I laid eyes on you. The moment you open your mouth, you are such a beautiful spirit, light, and you are fun, without even trying to be funny.
It runs
Do
in the
you get that a
family.
lot?
Yeah, it does. I do. It runs in the family too, because if you get my mom and my aunts together, they
Oh yeah.
comedians, okay?
No, you definitely have that gene. So the rest is history. Once I started to put the pieces together, you have been the reason why you're called the BTS queen is because you've been behind the scenes for so many years, working with your mom, the legendary Dorinda Clark Cole, in addition to the Clark sisters. What made you step away from behind the scenes
Ooh.
to star on a reality show about you and your childhood friends, honey?
You know what, Los? Well, first of all, I want to thank you for reaching out to me. And of course, with my clique, of course, Tasha and Elijah, they was the ones that pieced this together. So thank y'all for thinking about me because like you said, I've always been the behind the scenes. I've never was the type to, want to be out in the forefront because of my, pretty much all my life I was in the forefront, but just that I was always the modest, shy type. So with that being said, this was something new to me because it's always been known that people always wonder, who is Dorinda Clark Cole's daughter? What does she do? What does she have going on? And they so busy seeing me in work mode constantly. So I guess, I wanted to kind of give that, portray that side of, we go through the same thing everybody else go through pretty much when it comes to life and juggling, outside of being a mother, a wife or whatnot, or just being an independent go-getter itself, So I wanted to kind of just give that side of on my end as to like who I am, because it's a lot of women, especially growing up in church. You know how that is. So we're pretty much under the microscope and the telescope as well. You know, they're looking to expect so much out of us. And I wanted to show that, like, I'm like you, like, I'm like y'all. Look, long as I have my relationship with God, at the end of the day, it's nothing else that can be said or done without the fact of knowing that I'm going through what y'all go through. I'm basically just giving out what it is to have faith, you know, what it is to how to obtain faith, into, you know, knowing who you really are, and not just because of your parents forcing that on you as to, like, you need to know Christ for yourself or whatnot, but letting people know that it's been hard as a child, but then as growing up, it's even more harder. And we come through many challenges and, you know, many hardships that we face, and we just like you as to dealing with it. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of just give that light, like, this is Nikki, this is what I go through. I'm not the typical PK, you know, when it comes to working in the church. Well, my parents are not preaching, you know, pastor kids. I mean, as far as pastor having a church, but as far as being a PK, having, you know, that judgmental side of people wanting to expect you to be this much, or she's not like her mother. Oh, she's just turned up. She's ratchet. She's this and that. But at the end of the day, I have my method. I have my message, the same message, but different method at the end of the day. So what y'all want me to do is not going to be like how my mother does it, you know, or how she did it. She had to come up, and y'all seen the Clark Sisters movie. It was hard coming up and being forced to do things and being able to challenge, you know, the things that comes along with people and being talked about. So all of them things, I pretty much kind of, you know, grasp myself too, because I'm used to it. So it's just like, I just wanted y'all to see, like, this is Nikki. She's real, she's raw, and she go through hell just like y'all. But at the end of the day, the man up there makes sure she good. And I just want
all day, every day. And the reason why we were so thrilled when you came on the scene is because you have proven that just because you come from this world, right? And that's what I love about this show, is the fact that y'all all come from this amazing world, right? But unlike other celebrity kids, I'm gonna tell the world the difference. It's one thing to be the child of Diddy. It's one thing to be the child of Reese Witherspoon, right? When you could be, let me explain why. You deal with being in the shadows of your parents, but your parents don't have this Christian gospel church community on top of it.
Yes.
That's a different sort of eyeballs on you, because being from Detroit, Michigan, catching the church bus child to church with my white shirt from Kingsway.
When I tell you, being drugged to church, okay? Literally being drugged to church.
Yes, well, you want to, like, it's Sunday. I can't sleep past 8 a.m., child. And you wearing your outfit with the white shirt, the blue pants, and the shoes. Yes. and you listen, you have let's just be real. You have no, as a kid, you don't know what's going on. You're sitting there like, what y'all doing? Why y'all acting this way? What's going on? I could not imagine having the church and the gospel community on top of being the child of a famous person, because the rules are different for y'all. You were very honest about making mistakes, as we all do. We all made mistakes, I included. But you talked about the drugs, the alcohol, running the streets, having an adoration for bad boys, being rebellious. When you were going through all of that, was that because you just wanted to figure out who is Nakia outside of this world of fame and faith?
Well, it's so hard, Carlos, because I think the start of it was because of my mother being gone so much, that it was the absence and a gap in between the fact of me trying to find myself. Other than, I'm not going to put it out there like as if my mother wasn't there, but it was just the absences that I dealt with, you know.
She was traveling and working, and
she's on the road constantly. So it put a disconnect, you know, into where I coming as the adolescent years. Like she was there, she was there for me for those talks that I needed to have as growing up and becoming the woman or becoming the young woman. But at the same time, it was like, it was still a disconnect. Like it was still certain questions that I needed to have answered. So that led into me thinking like, oh, well, my mama ain't got time for me. So let me just, let me just turn my focus off to what I really can get attention from, and thank God for my dad, him playing a major role of being both sides, as playing the mother and the father because of her being on the road. And he was the man of the house and the top dog when it comes to providing, working at Ford Motor, so it was like all of these things that I had to juggle with as seeing other people and their families, my other friends and their families and how their parents were in their life as in parents, the mother and father. So it was like, it was a disconnect in growing up. And it was like, okay, so when she's home, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what she's instilling in me. I'm getting that. So thank God, because as they say, train up a child where he should go that way, it would not depart. So I haven't went nowhere, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to go out and see what it was to see the love. I guess I'll just say love, and I'm not going to say it like as if I didn't have family, but right. I wanted to get that experience of the street, of the lifestyle when it comes to just having a regular life. Like it was times where I just didn't, it would be times as growing up, I didn't make known who my mother was. I would just be like, look, she worked a regular 9 to 5. And this is what she really was. She did really work for Blue Cross Blue Shield. So she really did have a 9 to 5, but she was getting too busy with bookings. So it had to lead her into not working there no more. But that was the lie that I would keep telling, like, look, because of the motives that people, had to obtain when it comes to, this who this girl is. This who her mama is. Oh, let me see so it was like the opportunist side that I had to discern at a young age. So it's like, that's why I'm so, limited with the people, the crowd of people that I have and friends that I come across until this day, is because I had to consume into knowing like who is really for me, because I'm like, well, shoot, I ain't got my mama like that no more. Like that when it comes to being in my life, but it's like, I was going out there to friends for attention, for the love, in between. So it was like, that was the street life. And I think that, as I was saying, like, leading up to that, like still going to church, still, on the side. But it was like, as I got older and got on my own, I, didn't want to go to church on Friday. I didn't want to go to church Bible study. So it was like, I had to skip those days to where I would just only go on Sunday. So that's how it led up into things when it came to my rebellious moments, just being in the streets, just, staying with different, just doing this and that. And, just living that lifestyle deeply into it and not giving a care. And that's why till this day that my mom's relationship and our relationship is where it's at right now. And even with my Good Thing movement, with my women's empowerment, it's just to embrace even more of knowing that I have many friends that don't have a relationship with their moms, but they're looking at this show like, oh my God, like, girl, let me go call my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because God, Carlos, it's like a repeat from the show. I'm not giving y'all no ugly cry today. I'm too cute.
No, take your time. No, go ahead, girl.
It's like at the end of the day, you only get one mother, and it's like I dogged my mother out the rebellion moments. Y'all see, it's like in my interviews, the confessionals, y'all only got a snippet, but y'all didn't get the real deep depth of what it took for me to get to where I'm at today with my mother, because it was to the point where it was days and weeks that I didn't talk to my mother, so it was just like, these are the things that had to lead up into who I am today. And not knowing that I was going to ever travel with her, being her role manager assistant, not knowing that it was going to lead to this, because I wanted to just stay home. I didn't want this lifestyle. And even with the thing, when it comes to nepotism?
Nepotism, yeah.
That I'm totally against it. It's like, at the end of the day, like, yes, I can sing. Don't get it twisted. And, I was pulled into singing from my grandmother, the late Dr. Maddie Moss Clark. So I was one of her, people that she would pull in, because I was the first granddaughter. So she would pull me in because, that was the pave of the way of Kiera. So that's why I'm like, my cousin got this. Let Kiera do her thing. I don't want to do the singing thing. So that's why it was like, it wound up being that I still had a connection in the music industry, but it was just business or, the behind the scenes. So being with my mother, not knowing, that I was going to be traveling with her and working with her, then it led on to my mom and aunts. And then it's like, they were my example of giving me hope to not let go or not to give up, pretty much,
No, and listen, you are a star.
Thanks,
You're a star, and it's funny because your cousin obviously is Kara Sheard, and a great gospel singer, amazing, talented. I love the fact that you recognize everybody has their lane. And I will say this to you, you are meant to be on TV due to your personality. You have a story to tell. Your personality is like no other. You give me a mix between Nivea, a little Nene. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, because you are the real deal.
This is hard, Carlos. This is so hard. And it's like, I wanted to be a vessel and to know it because again, we raised up in church. And it's like, even our storylines, we're so judged as to where we are in life right now. Like, I don't let the comments, I don't let stuff get to me. I'll interact, I'll laugh with them, like, y'all talking shit. Okay, ha ha ha. But it's like at the same time, it's like I want them to get the message, like, look, I'm going through what y'all going through. I get so many calls from wives, from girlfriends, from the side chicks that's like, look, I'm not about to deal with this because look, I can't, if he ain't trying to marry me, I'm not about to last. I'm not about to hold him down. But it's like, even with the wives and the women that done held their guys down, like, it's so many stories that I'm getting with that. So it's like, this is the message that I want to give, because every story that we deal with church folk and the tradition of sweeping things up under the rug, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. That's the William brother. I love that. Okay, so look, that's my jam. But it's like that's where it comes at. Like, I want people to really see, like, look, this is what I go through. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with what the church didn't want to talk about. They always want to talk about, if it's a loved one locked up, it's like, oh, they're out of town or they're on business, or, you're not going to tell the story. But look, this is what it is. This is what it is. And I thank God for my family, even, supporting, like, this is what I go through. And I mean, I guess this is the consequences when you like, bad boys, this is what I do. So,
but it's also, but the other thing too, listen, I first of all, I said this to Tasha and Elijah and to Bree. I give you guys so much props for the courage, because I don't think people understand the courage it takes to tell your story. And one thing that I know, because I'm spiritual, and I know that my blessings come from the Lord. And I'll say this again, I'm an openly gay Black man. Let's be very clear. They think being gay, you're going to hell, you're the devil. I knew that I'm not going to allow what y'all think to make me think that this man who has blessed me with this lifestyle that I love so much hates me. So this is my life. Once I reach the pearly gates, only he can judge me. But until then, I'm going to live my life, tell my story, and do things my way, because I got one life to live. And I look at you and your friends.
That part.
Y'all, the bravery y'all exude, knowing that you are still immersed in the community. I mean, your mama had to do a message because Beyonce had Church Girl, and it caused a ruckus. And it's like,
say it again.
They
don't get us.
They don't get it. But this is the thing. And when I say we, I'm included. Think about it. It took a openly gay Black man who y'all shunned from the church,
yes,
to create a show to talk about this is what's really happening in the world. In order for us to make change, we have to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be easy. You're going to have detractors. That's the devil. When you are making change in the world by being truthful, the devil is going to try to stomp you. And sometimes he's going to stomp you in the image of people who you think are your friends and your family members.
Right.
And you have to know that I know what my intentions are, and I'm going to be okay at the end of the day. And I want you to know that. Because I'm pretty sure, let's talk about it. Have you received backlash from doing the show?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And it seemed like it's more, well, I mean, it seemed like it's more, it's balanced. But, you know, it just comes out so natural as to like people just having their opinions. But it's like, I'm so used to having tough skin because I've been like this all my life dealing with my mother, you know, so it's like me, you know, reacting to that. It's like, okay, whatever, like just keep watching, like whatever, because you know people, they gonna hate you at the beginning, then they gonna like you, or vice versa. So I've been watching this thing for a long time, Carlos. You know, I told you I wanted to work with you, so but it's like, yeah. That's what, you know, it all comes along with the seasons of where you going and where you at, because
yes,
I mean, you know, I'm getting the other side of it. And that's why I said I had to say to myself and laugh, like, welcome to this side of the world, BTS queen. Welcome to, you was getting it on the, you know, on the low key, but you getting it now on the, you know, more open now, you know, people are making known. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, and the only thing I can say to y'all is, it's, again, I'll say this over and over and over, and this goes for anybody who's trying to live their best life. We promote mental health and happiness, and God loves all. Cast your concerns at his feet and he'll take, like, we do all these things. But the moment someone decides to do something that you disagree with, all of a sudden you want to judge somebody. I thought we were taught that only God can judge us. So why are you preaching that to the congregation? But behind the scenes, you're trying to read me for Phil for making a decision that suits me that you may disagree with. And that's the reason why when I say to you, I think the poster child, this is my opinion. Yeah. I think the poster child of the new world of Christianity is Sarah Jakes Roberts, because she is, I love her, being the daughter of T.D. Jakes, getting pregnant at 13 years old. She having to stand in front of the church, and your daddy is T.D. Jakes. Yes. And to know that you have survived that mountain of scandal. Yes. And I'm gonna say this on the record, and I don't care if y'all can read me in the comments. No one is touching Sarah Jakes Roberts when it comes to her anointing messages, honey. She is very anointed. And that's why I'm saying you can't hate. You cannot hate on the anointing. That's one thing. You gotta be one miserable soul. You know what I'm saying? So that's facts right there. I love Sarah. I definitely do. And y'all are, but to me, she represents this new age of gospel, which is why she has this legion of young fans, of people who are like, I know about this, but this one right here touches me. And her message may be at the stage of the Potter's House. Y'all are the same, and using this stage of reality TV to y'all doing the same things. What I'm trying to say, y'all saying the same messaging, except it's on two different platforms. And that's why I love that Sarah doesn't allow this scandal of getting pregnant at 13 to define who she was. She didn't have an abortion. She didn't hide it. She had to raise a kid, being a kid, and look at the blessing that God has blessed her with, because she remained faithful to herself. That's it. And that's what you're going to go through, you and your man Dion, honey, who is loved at the lockup Detroit. Let me put this out here. First of all, my hood, street, prison man that is degreed, okay? Let me put that out there. That's my baby, and that is my one and only. And I'm gonna just make it known, like, look, things ain't been always smooth with us. You know what I'm saying? All marriages go through. So it's like, at the same time, that man has loved me through it all, through mistakes. I love him through all of his mistakes, but at the same time, he treated me better than any guy I've been with. And that's just real. And that's why I want to just like make that known. Like, this was just not for just TV. You know, this was the party thing that was already pre-planned. It just so happened that producers wanted to piece that together. So that's why I'm like, I just thank God, because he been there for me. And I mean, people, you know, they gonna talk shit, regardless, whatever stuff. But
I have to put that out there. Like, look, I don't care what y'all say. At the end of the day, he did what he had to do, and stop worrying about his bank account.
Are they worried about his bank account?
Girl, I mean, please. Come on. Like, it's just like, come on, y'all. Come on, please. I'm so loving. Y'all don't want to do this with me. I'm so loving. Like, so why y'all was so concerned? Yes. And where I'm still living with my mama, he ain't buy me no. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah. If it's season, just hopefully we get a comeback so y'all can see what's happening. How about that? Just keep staying in tune, even if you want to watch on Instagram. Keep watching.
Well, we know they're watching it, and that's all that matters. But what is so interesting is a lot of people are questioning, like, what did he do to end up? Are you allowed to say anything in regards to that?
I can't say anything right now because he is in active appeal, but he wants to make that known.
Okay.
So.
And that'll be his story to tell.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to like make it, acknowledge whatever, but it's like I can't say anything with our attorney involved. But it's like I want him to make it known or what took place or whatever. So that way everybody can have an understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And
look, I think at the end of the day, all that matters is what you said. This is your husband that you're married to. We have seen this love that your mom even has for him. And the reason why I appreciated that conversation we showed is because it showed that it's not a one-sided relationship.
Yes, Los. And it hasn't always been easy.
Of course.
So, and that's why I'm like, it's only so much to sum up the stories and what takes place when you're just watching those little mini segments that we take, but it's like, my dad was more so because he can, he was definitely able to kind of have an understanding of how he was. And they really clicked quicker than my mom because the moms, they always like, oh, who is this guy, what he up to, da, 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 da. And that was the thing with Dion. See, Dion, I don't want to make it look like he's a bad boy. He's a God-fearing man and he loves God. And it was like when we were dating, it got to the point where I was always the type where I'm like, if you can go to church, then we could definitely deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like to the point where I'm asking like, babe, just randomly like, babe, you want to go to church? And he just turned off like, I don't know, I ain't doing that church. Oh, okay, on to the next. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, this was the one. He was the one. Dion is younger than me, so we're like 8 years gap. So it's like, this is something new for me, so I kind of give myself, I'm the cougar, I'm a cougar GT. So I ain't nothing wrong with it, and that's why I think because even when I was younger, I was always dating older guys. So I guess it was just the flip, the roles reverse. And I happened just to marry because he actually lied about his age. So I guess he had to lie to get this good thing, So yeah, so that's why I'm like, it's so much to this story. So that's why I'm like, I hope y'all just keep
season 2.
Come on, please, two, what? So yeah, but yeah, so it's just look, that's how life leads it, and just the equally yoked thing. I just think that goes along with the twin flames. That's your matchmate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's that deal.
Yeah, I love that.
You gotta meet. Y'all gotta meet him.
I can't wait. I want to meet him. I can't wait to meet him.
Yes, he's that deal.
Last night's episode, we saw that there was this really important conversation that Bree wanted to have with her friends about her being an exotic dancer in her past. And it's one of my favorite scenes of the season because truth moment, me and the producers had no idea how y'all would react to it. We were like, are they going to leave? Like, what's going to happen? We just didn't know. To see that all of y'all were like, girl, who cares? Like, you still our family. We don't care about that. Talk to me about that moment, hearing her truth and knowing that, oh, like, that's it. Like, we love you anyway.
That was an interesting scene because for one, for me, I've been around in the strip club scene pretty much. Like I have friends that I still, close to that used to be strippers and that are strippers. So it was like, in a way, it took me to the light of knowing like God, I ain't the only one that been out here. Like I didn't get on a pole, but I was dancing and playing around, but I ain't, doing, it was just for the fun because I like to go to the strip clubs to go eat. So, now if you got friends that's in that lifestyle, you're going to be around that. So, and thank God for deliveries. I'm not around that like I used to be, but I'll probably go grab me some food every now and then. But yeah, so it really dawned on me like this girl really been through, but then also knowing that we all been through the same paths. If it wasn't straight, if it was crooked, if it was, detoured, we all been through the same path. So I was looking at it like, well, girl, we all done did our, we did some hell, we did some crazy stuff in life. And it was like as if I was looking at it like, I have friends that is like that, but they are where you at to where you're able to talk about it. So why not look at it like, well, we all been there. So I'm not the type to judge because at the end of the day, we all done been through or did some things, some strange things, but change, So I don't know why everybody be wanting to talk about, and then it's like, who's to say we didn't ask to be Fred Hammond's daughter? We didn't ask to be Dorinda Clark Cole's daughter. So it's like, however we are conceived or however we come out into the world, we're not asked for these parents. So if the parents was from gospel world or from church, the daughters, the PKs, whatever you want to call it, the kids, they're going to be kids. They're going to live the same life as any average person live because we're supposed to separate ourselves from the world, but we are still of the world. So why not? Why keep looking at it like, oh, she did, oh, she gonna be condemned. Oh, her father is not gonna, her trust is gonna be broken. Like, so what? Like at the end of the day, and I look at it like, look, girl, that girl was getting them dollars, as long as she was paying them tithes, she was good. Pay them tithes. Now, if my mom ain't taught me nothing else, and that's another thing, pay them tithes.
Girl, I do every Sunday, honey, with the app. And I guess what? I give it to Ray Roberts Church, one church LA. I'll be like,
you got to. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why people was coming at it. Like, least, and then the ones that's probably talking junk probably have been in her shoes. And then probably was just, it was a high for them. Money is the root of all evil. So it was like, sometimes money is just not to help situations. Like in her situation, she was trying to help her mom out. So if that's what she wanted to do, that's what she wanted to do at the end of the day. So that's why I'm like, girl, you're going to get over it. It is what it is. That's your past. And why not, talk about that. I said, I have one of my close sisters that she in her field of spiritual walk and trying to save the Black Chinas, trying to help the Alexa Skies. You know what I'm saying? Because she's been there. She used to dance with them. So it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Have some way of knowing, of being able to be the test, telling your testimony, but then also being transparent about it. That's why I was like, come on, transparency, because we need that. Why are we hiding that?
And that's the reason why we're doing the show, is to show the real. It's not like y'all making up. It's not like y'all are exploiting it. Y'all saying this is what I am doing in hopes of don't make the same mistakes I've had, learn from it. And guess what? You guys may think we have this privileged upbringing, but some of our situations may have been worse than yours. And we're just all trying. At the end of the day, we're all trying to figure it out.
We're all trying.
That's all that matters. Let's talk about Elijah, honey.
He's so draining. He is so draining. I love him, but he is so draining.
How long have you known Elijah? And let the world know, is this who he always been?
Elijah has been Elijah since. We've been knowing each other for what, over 15, almost 20 years. I'm 40 now. Yeah. We've been knowing each other. And I hate when they be editing, but yeah, we know. I don't know of the other, but I know of Elijah, Tasha, Jay Brooks, and then of course Bree. So, but we all grew up together. So that's, that's just pretty typical Elijah. Like, this is something that we pretty much premeditate with Elijah. Like, we know that he's about to do something. So it's nothing new with him. And sometimes he means no harm, but then sometimes it's aggravatingly harmful, if I can say it like that. Because Elijah is just gonna be Elijah. And that's how it's like
everyone
you can't
says
describe
that.
it. But you can't describe it. And that's how I keep saying like the same thing over, because you cannot describe him. He's unpredictable. You don't know what is about to pop off, So, and this is real life stuff, because when we meet up, it's like that's just like how we was when he was in Atlanta. Like, you don't know what he on to. So that's just it. But I love him. But I just think that he needs to tone it down some, at times when it comes to like serious situations in life. Okay, that's it.
There you go. No, I want the world to know that, because every time I bring his name up to the cast, everybody said the same thing. That's who he's always been. And the funniest stories where Tasha said when they met, he gave her a business card and said, "I'm a Martin Exchange model," and he's 12.
Oh my God, that boy is crazy.
At 12.
And Tasha had to just throw it out like, "Nigga, who's playing with me? Like, get this card on somewhere. You are a liar."
So that goes to show you, at 12, if he's like that at 12 years old, child, 20 years later, that's just who he is. Okay. Yes. You and Tasha are very close. And the other reason why this show is special is because of the tight-knit bond that you two have. And it's so beautiful to see. My favorite scene of y'all is at the wax place, because to me it's just funny. It's silly, it's girlfriend stuff. Yeah. Talk to me about your relationship with Tasha and how people are like, is Tasha a mean girl? Is she a mean girl?
Tasha, you know what? That's my sister. And Tasha's just gonna speak her mind, at the end of the day. But Tasha, she really doesn't mean no harm. At the end of the day, like by how she would talk about Bree as far as that, because they going crazy with that salvation. And Tasha's the type, she'd probably go to the thrift store to go grab something, you know what I'm saying? And make it look like a designer label piece, okay? So it's like the things, and they know each other. Bree know her. So it's like, I know you got to know when Tasha is on her serious moment or when she on her crazy, like this girl is crazy moment. So we've been dealing with that all our lives when it comes to Tasha. So, like with us, it just been like how it was when we were younger, just crazy. And that's the thing, like what y'all see on the show is what we really do. Like we go out to eat, we're cracking up, we're going, you know what I'm saying? We're doing everything that y'all do. We gossiping, talking junk, or just, no harm. It's just, it is what it is. We just having a free moment. And that's, that's just who we are. But Tasha, that's my sister. I appreciate her. She's very supportive when it comes to just being a friend. She gets on me at times because I kind of shut down here and there when it comes to like just checking in or whatnot. She'd be like, "Where you at?" It's like, are you out of town? So I'd be like, I was out of town, sis. But she is that type, and she, will put you in your place and just let you know. And then Tasha, she because it's like seeing what we were in the streets to where we at now. The level of respect is on a high, right? It's even more high for her, because it's like at times I used to be like looking at her, like when we be smoking and stuff, to be looking at her like, how can you do that and sing like that? Like it would just be in the moment of everything. And she would be at, like she said, at the strip clubs, and it would just be like, this girl is really singing like this and done chewed down almost like so many drinks. So it's like the level of respect, even with her ministry, I'm not being deep, but just with her ministry. No. Like, I just think that by her being her transparency, even within her songs, but then now, and then having that soundtrack, even with the songs that she writes, I think that really absorbs as to like where it is, where I stand with my respect for her. And I thank God for her, because we need more of her you know, when it
Absolutely.
comes to stuff. But yeah, but we have our moments where we tell each other off. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it over to the right. So yeah, we have our moments where we, you know, we going off on each other and we tell each other what it's supposed to be, or, you know, this and that, even, you know, with the situations in our lives, personal lives. We keep it real. And I think that's what it is when it comes to sisterhood. And I just thank God for her. And I thank God for her for doing my song for my GT soundtrack, which is what I wrote. Yes, she sung it. So y'all be hearing more about that. But the summer anthem.
Yes, honey. Come on, summer anthem. Last but not least, on the show, we see this interesting dynamic between y'all and Shana. What can you tell us about that? Not your eyelashes doing the talking, Nikki, child.
I had to put the drama ones on today. Not my everyday lashes. But no, but see, Carlos, I did not want to be a part of nothing that pertains drama. That triggers a lot of what I've been through back in the day. And you know, this it's just too much when it comes to this he say she say stuff. And then it's like when you're constantly involved in he say she say, then 9 times out of 10 you are the he and the she say. So it's like when it comes to that type of stuff, hard for me to like you. You know, it's hard for me. And being the woman of God, I just think that it's trashy and it's messy when it comes to that it looks like as if I'm being messy when I'm trying to be the mediator. So this
narrative, you're the peacemaker.
Excuse me. This narrative that she was building up, even, you know, prior to taping, like it was just like as if, oh, Nikki is trying to ambush me, or Nikki is trying to do this. Well, Nikki, like as if I don't have my own being of the way how I react to things. If I have a women's empowerment business, good thing worldwide, and I'm trying to help women out to be good things and not to be midst of drama, and God is not an author of confusion. So why wouldn't I try to piece together 2 women of God that sing, basically done sung in the same arena, same venues, and then y'all out here exalting the people, go glory to God, and then you get off stage and you up here grimming each other because y'all still ain't ceased it. Like, what does that look like? So why do I have to look like the villain? Because, or as if I don't have my, or Tasha's what they saying, Muppet, like as if I'm following her or doing whatever. Like I have my own, Tasha has her way of saying things and I have my way of saying things. I was looking at it like as if y'all known each other all these years, why not try to you know, extend the olive? I was trying to extend the olive tree. Hell, not just the olive branch. So it's like, what's wrong with that? But it's this narrative that she builds as if Nikki, or that's another thing. Address me as Tasha's friend Nikki. Don't just say Nikki, because I don't have my own identity. I'm Tasha's friend, Nikki, quote unquote. So that's why I'm like, all of these little sarcastic remarks, and she's a very good walking billboard for her business. Kudos to her. You know, it's very sarcastic. So I have it's the trigger of things that bothers me when people have a mouth and you just constantly let it go. You know, you just sweep it over the rug like, okay, she ain't say that. Like, no. But it's like when it's things being said and then you're throwing your rocks and stones and then they're invisible, or they're clear so you can't see, or you just hiding yourself, you know, and throwing it. So it's like, but you're doing this is not just from no he say, this is a source. So it's like, regardless of the fact, I was just trying to get to the bottom of it. And even with my brother Jay Brooks, like if he wanted to know I was being in the midst of it, I was trying to get an understanding, trying to diffuse the situation.
You were the peacemaker.
I was trying, Carlos, but I'm messy. I didn't want to be messy. I don't want to be like
I don't think it's funny. People, listen. One thing I'll say is, and I'll say this too. You were always the peacemaker. You always wanted everyone to get along. You always saw the comedy and stuff. And like you said, when things got crazy, you'd be like, okay, guys, stop it. Like the whole thing with Elijah and Tasha, you were like, Elijah, stop. Like she's trying to. Yeah, you've always been the peacemaker. But one thing I know is, look, unfortunately, when you're on a show that's 42 minutes long and you have to share the screen time with 5 other people, the audience don't see everything, and they walk away with one side of this and the other side of that.
Okay.
But that's the reason why I love having these conversations, because
I'm glad you broke that down.
I can diffuse it and say, Nikki was always the peacemaker. She's the comedy relief. She sees the joy in it. And you wanted Tasha and Shana to make amends, because you was like, I think this is crazy that y'all are still arguing over he
and
say,
look where
she
they
say.
wind up being. They don't air now. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
So it's like,
then it regurgitates. Right.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point? So that's why I'm like, I just want, and I didn't want it to look like as if I have an issue with the girl. You know, I don't have an issue with her, but it's hard for me to like people that you try to get connected, but then they have something smart to say, or something, you know, really, you know, undercover to say when it comes to, you know, the statements or remarks or whatever narrative they want to carry. So that's why I'm like, I just want to clear my name. Look, I'm the sweetest person. I'm a sweetheart. And
you really are.
I just want y'all to see that this is what was so hard for me to deal with females and have a women's brand, because I didn't used to deal with chicks because of this. You know, the estrogen levels are like you know, so it's like I try to get the estrogen levels at a balance, and it's like this is what the outcome be. So I'm like, this is hard. So this is my ministry. This is me, and y'all didn't get to see me praying. I did a little prayer with Bree, you know, when it came to her breakdown in the car. You know what I'm saying? I got my little I can pray. Anointed. Yeah. So it's like you know, those are the things that you know, of course it's gonna be TV. Y'all gotta be turned up. So of course, I just want y'all to know, like, look, at the end of the day, I'm all about just trying to make amends. Like you said, just make amends and just bury the hatchet. That's it.
And I will go on record confirming that. Yes, that's why I call her Nivea. That's really who you are.
I love her.
It has been such a great ride so far. We got 2 more episodes to go. We're not gonna spoil anything, but it's like you said earlier. Y'all gonna feel one way at the beginning, and then in the end, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay. And that's why I love last night's scene when y'all all rallied with Bree, because it showed that at the end of the day, there is this love there.
Yeah.
And y'all have each other's back. And like you said, we're all gonna like do this, do that, Elijah. But at the core of y'all spirit, it's we are like this foundation to where we get each other. They may not get us, but y'all know we get each other, because no one knows our experience but us. And that's why this show has been a hit. That's why people love it so much. And that's why, listen, even those who be like, yeah, they still do this. Now what's happening?
Right. That's what we need. We just need that just for that rating. Just go to Pete. And if you don't watch TV, get on this laptop here.
Yeah, going all black. So, Nikki, I love you, baby. I want the world to support you. Where can they support you? Your foundation, your music, the soundtrack, where they can follow you, sis, everything.
Yes, I love you, Glows. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
Of course. So when is the music gonna come out?
My song, I'm putting it out. Actually, I'm trying to get it out before May, but I'm gonna see, because I need to do some content with it, because the song is so old. And I was so discouraged, because I'm like, but I had to figure out, like, these, you know, the legends, they have songs that's like in the vault for like 5-10 years, and they wind up being a hit when they put it out. So that's why I'm like, I was kind of discouraged, but I wanted to get that side out. So, and I'm writing another song to go with that. So, and then of course I'm having some GT events coming up. So that's why I'm like, I want to get that side. Y'all got the turn up side of me, but
no, we don't get that side. Season 2.
Okay.
Season 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I love you, baby. Tell your mama I said hi.
I will. She's not here, but I'm gonna tell her I'll talk to you.
And tell the kids to say hi too. And I'll see you soon, baby.
I will, baby.
Mwah.